In the pregame, we have just learned that Evan Simon has now gotten the starting nod at quarterback. Forrest Brock benched after 2 poor games through the first 2 weeks, and now we've also learned that starting defensive tackle, single digits to Merrick Morris, is playing after getting a little banged up last week. 3 new offensive linemen in, and Zay Baines also wide receiver not playing today. So a lot of new looks on this offense. This first drive could be the deciding factor on how today's game is going to go.
Yeah, and I mean, even if you don't score, just get some first downs, get something positive going, maybe even just a chunk play here or there, something that can get this team feeling like, all right, maybe we can make some headway here today. And, you know, you haven't had the run game going. You've been relying on 3 or 4 different running backs between E.J. Wilson, Antoine Littleton, and Joe Smith a little bit. But like you said, there's 3 new starting offensive linemen today, so clearly they saw that they needed a change to make because it wasn't all because of injury. I think some players were just rotated out. And that was something else Dan Drayton mentioned at the end of last game. Like he said, we're going to have to find the right players who want to be out there, who have that right look in their eyes. So clearly they're making some changes to try and affect some positive change. And, I mean, that can go either way, but we'll have to see today. Coastal Carolina will be a tough test for them.
I think it's a positive, at least, that there is change. Right. There is some activity to try to make this team play better in this third game of the season. This is the first ever matchup between these two programs in each of their programs' history. Drayton has never eclipsed 3 wins in a season so far at Temple. This is his 3rd year so far. And, of course, they're 0-2 coming into today, and they're doing just about anything that they can do to get a win. But looking at the other side of the ball, we learned a lot about Coastal Carolina coming into today's game, and they are no schmucks whatsoever. No. They have 8 straight winning seasons, 4 straight bowl games. They played in the Hawaii Bowl last year, beating San Jose State. They're a successful football team, and it is their 2nd season under head coach Tim Beck.
Yeah, I mean, they're still pretty new to the FBS as well. I mean, this is their 8th year in the FBS, and like I said, they've been going to these bowl games. They've had a ton of success no matter who's been the head coach for them. So good on them for doing that, and they have players on both sides of the ball. Ethan Vasco is their starter at the beginning of this season, and his first 2 games have been kind of a mixed bag. The first game was throwing a lot more. His completion percentage wasn't the greatest, but they were able to get some chunk plays for the air. And then the second game, he was 8 for 24, very low completion percentage, but he can run the ball. There was a game last year where he ran for 170 yards. So Ethan Vasco can get it going with his legs as well.
Ran the ball 12 times last game as a quarterback.
And as a team in general, they're a very good rushing team with running backs such as Christian Washington, who is their lead back. But you also have Bennett, who was their lead back last year, who in the first game had 2 touchdowns, and Christian Washington had 2 the next game. It looks like they'll bring in Bennett maybe for those goal line situations. And they have a lot of speed on the team with players such as Trey Taylor, who's like a 5'8", 160 wide receiver, so all speed right there for you. And then Jameson Tucker, who was highly touted coming into the season for them. He hasn't really gotten off to a start, but partly because they haven't really needed it, but he can get it going if he need to. And then on the defensive side of the ball, they got some players I love, and some players that the nation loves us too, because you have Will Whitson, their D lineman, number 44. He is on the Senior Bowl watch list coming into the season. They're only D lineman right now with a sack. All the rest have come from their linebackers, so he will be a player to watch going after Evan Simon now in his first start. And on the back end, maybe my favorite player, Matthew McDoom, the corner for Coastal Carolina. Not only does he have an awesome name, he plays with such a cool way. He will lock down one side of the field. He has a turnover in each game of the season so far, an interception and a fumble recovery, which he took back for a touchdown. So very impressive team on both sides of the ball. Really true test for Temple here in their home opener.
Yeah, like you said, not just going to be looking out for him because of the cool name. He's a playmaker.
Oh, yeah.
With an interception in the first game and then a fumble recovery touchdown forced by Will Whitson in this second game. So he's put points on the board, too, for this Coastal Carolina team. Speaking of points, Coastal averaging 47.5 points per game through the first 2 weeks. That is 40 more than Temple.
Yeah.
Temple averaging 7 points per game right now. Just 14 points put on the board by the Owls through the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, so, I mean, Temple's obviously struggled to stop the run, especially like last week against Navy. And now you're coming with a team that scores the ball very well on the ground. That's where they're going to get most of their points against you. And with 47 points a game. Obviously, that's a daunting task for your defense. But they said after the first week against Oklahoma, they're like, hey, we did some good things on third down. We were able to get the offense, put the defense in bad situations. So maybe this game for Temple, you can put together a more complete game. Your offense doesn't put you in bad situations. They can get some drives going, keep the defense on the sideline so that when they do come in, they're not put in these horrible situations where even last week against Navy, there were one-play, one-score drives, but they were coming from like the 50-yard line.
Mm-hmm. Coastal through the first 2 weeks beat Jacksonville State at Jacksonville State 55-27, and then week 2 back at home beating William and Mary 40-21. Coming to Lincoln Financial Field, the Chanticleers are 2-0, and the Owls are 0-2, looking for their first win of the season for this home opener. A lot of Coastal Carolina fans in the building today. Temple will receive to start the game. And we will get a look at Evan Simon with the starting nod at quarterback today. Stan Drayton wants the ball first.
I like that. You got a new starting quarterback. You got your new offensive line going out there, basically. So let's go. Let's get this thing going. Maybe we can get something positive going to start the game. I like that a lot for them.
It is a sunny day here in South Philadelphia, about 85 degrees here at kickoff. Just moments from being underway, and Temple will be receiving the football. Still a normal kickoff. This is not the NFL. not a new format for the kickoff in college football. Coastal Carolina in the white uniforms, black pants, black helmets, and Temple in their cherry uniforms with white numbers. Set to get out onto that beautiful Lincoln Financial Field grass with the Eagles end zone today. No Temple end zone today as the Eagles do play on Monday night. But now the Owls trotting out onto the field, and we are ready to go from Lincoln Financial Field.
Pretty clean uniform matchup. Maybe one of the better ones this weekend.
I won't have a problem seeing who's on who. Here we go.
For Coastal Carolina, Liam Gray.
Number 31, Liam Gray.
Back to return for Temple, Joquez Smith and Therese Worthy.
Kick is off. And Temple will let it go through the back of the end zone.
Okay. Now, last week, they were getting the ball to Dante Wright early and often, anywhere near the line of the scrimmage. It felt like they just want to get the ball in his hands, let him make a play. I wonder if they start off that way here again this week.
Dante Wright, single-digit number 5, led the team in receiving yards last week at Navy, was the lone touchdown scorer, was the lone touchdown of the season so far for Temple. They are hoping to see a few more of those today. Number 12, Evan Simon in.
Temple, number 12, Evan Simon.
First snap of the season for Simon. Takes it. Dishes it off. On the near side, it looks like Joquez Smith is going to gain about 5 yards there on the first down carry. Good sign there.
Yeah, not a bad idea to get it out quickly to a playmaker to the right side with a quick little toss play to the right. Got some lead blockers out there. Good first play.
Excuse me. E.J. Wilson on the carry, not Joquez Smith. E.J. Wilson. That was a carry for 5 yards. Now 2nd and 5 from the 30. Another run play. Now on the left side. And that's going to be a first down, a gain of 7. And now just 2 plays, and the chains are moving for the Owls. A hot start for Temple.
That's a great job by the offense so far, and they're going quick here too.
First down.
Can see that Stan Drayton wants to set a tone. Evan Simon's first throw of the day out to the far side, and that's going to be a gain of about 6-7 yards, so Temple really moving the football early.
First play of the day going to the left side. You're throwing to the side where Matthew McDoom is. Pretty, that's showing some confidence right there from your new starting quarterback. McDoom, he might move around, but wherever he is, usually that side of the field is going to be locked down. They got him on the left side now.
Ashton Allen, the second leading receiver last week against Navy, he hauls that one in. 2nd and 3 from the 45. Temple pushing it. Fast-paced offense here. Hands it back off. Up the middle. That's going to be just short of the sticks. Looks like it's right on it, maybe half a yard short. It's going to be 3rd and inches from the 48.
Yeah, great job there keeping the feet moving. That's what you always want to see from a running back. Keep your feet moving, get those extra yards after contact, fall forward.
Yep, E.J. Wilson.
E.J. Wilson on the carry.
With the first few carries of the day so far.
3rd and 1.
He gets subbed out. 3rd and 1. You expect another run play here?
I would. I mean, if it's working for you right now, keep going for it.
3rd and 1.
There you go.
Back up the middle. Has some room, and it looks like it's going to be enough for the first down. And that will keep the chains moving for the Temple offense. Maybe the best drive of the season so far for Temple.
This is exactly what we said Temple would want. You know, you get some confidence in your team. You're getting some positives here. First downs. This is already more first downs than they had last week against Navy in the beginning.
First down, Temple.
That was Littleton with the first down run.
Yeah, Littleton, their bigger back. They're going to bring him for situations like that to get that short yardage.
First down from midfield. Evan Simon, second throw of the day. Out wide, it looks like it's going to be Dante Wright. That's going to pick up 5 yards. Another first down positive play.
Yeah, this Temple offense looks like they're finding a rhythm here, and they're going quick for the most part. They're getting out of there. Just try to keep this Coastal Carolina defense on their heels.
Complete to number 5.
The most reliable receiver so far for Temple, Dante Wright, hauls in the second pass of the day for Evan Simon. Evan Simon 2 for 2 already. 2nd and 5 from Coastal's 45. Simon set to take the snap. Keeps it on the far side, and he's going to get tackled after about a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, good read there. There wasn't much for the running back to gain there up the middle, so take it yourself, get the few yards you can, and good job diving forward.
Makes it another 3rd and short at the 41-yard line. 3rd and 1.
Number 12, Evan Simon carries.
E.J. Wilson will be back. Hard gain. Now 4th and 8, 4th and 6. Coming out onto the field, saw in warmups, he was knocking down 55-yarders with ease. So we'll see. This is going to be a kick from the 45. Exactly a 55-yarder, 491. Trujillo from the left hash. Snap is set. Trujillo up. Has plenty of leg.
Wow.
Oh, my God. Oh, he pushed it left. Oof. It had plenty of leg. We are on the visitor side, so we're looking at a side angle. It definitely had plenty of leg, but it looks like he pushed it just left.
Yeah, you can't question his kicking power there, but yeah.
I mean, that looks like it would have been good from about 65.
Well, yeah, if it's just a little bit more to the right there, man, his leg is powerful. I mean, look, he is a very good kicker. This is a guy who they're saying is the most NFL ready of all their team.
And that will do it for the first drive. Temple misses the 55-yard field goal. We will be back on WHIP Radio. Back on WHIP on YouTube, I'm James Irwin with my partner Tyler Blankenship. Temple doesn't score on the first drive, but the offense looked a lot better after a missed 55-yard field goal from Maddox Trujillo. And now we see the first look at a dynamic Coastal offense.
Yeah, let's see how this quick Coastal defense or offense operates here. I mean, they can do the triple option. They can spread it out. They have a lot of explosive options.
Number 20, Christian Washington, in at running back. They hand it off to him. He goes up the middle, and it's going to be a solid gain on first down, about a pickup of 8 yards.
Great blocking up front there for Coastal, and they send the tight end in motion to the left side to get that extra push up front.
And that's been a problem for Temple's defense, stopping the run, and that is exactly what Coastal Carolina does.
Especially up the middle. Nice diamond formation here.
Quick second play. Vasco keeps it, dishes it off. Back to, that was Javen Simpkins there, it looks like.
Yeah, that triple option there, I mean, that's what they'll do. They'll have the quarterback run it out. We know Vasco can run it, and then he pitches it out to the running back. Great read by the defense, though, to stop it.
And that was a great tackle there.
Mm-hmm.
Third down play, an easy first down for the Chanticleers, and they are already over midfield.
Yeah, we talked about their running offense, and here they go immediately, just running it up the middle, to the side, anywhere they can right now.
Mentioned in the pregame, quarterback Ethan Vasco very much likes the run, carried the ball 12 times last week. Vasco, first throw, out wide, caught. That's going to be a gain of about 7 or 8 yards on the first down.
And that's what he'll do as well in these passing plays. He'll get the ball out quick. He'll make that first read and get it out. And I think maybe that's why he runs the ball. If his first read isn't there, he'll take off.
Wide receiver Sanika McKee with the catch. Second and short. Back up the middle to Christian Washington. And a great tackle made there, just short of the sticks.
And that's what you're going to need from your interior D line there. Shed that first tackle. If you're winning your one-on-ones and you're able to get in the backfield, you're going to be able to slow down the running back at the very least and give your other defenders a chance to wrap up.
Looks like number 22, Eric Stewart, made the tackle there for Temple. 3rd and 2 from the 43-yard line. Vasco and Washington in the backfield. Vasco keeps it himself. You know that's what he likes to do, and he will gain the first down on his own legs.
I love the fake toss to the left of a guy who's 10 yards to your left. But yeah, we'll see this a lot from Vasco today. I think if you watched the film last week on Temple, the quarterback runs were very effective. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Coastal Carolina not try to take advantage of that.
Coastal Carolina against William & Mary last week just completed 10 passes. They do love to run the ball.
And part of that was the backup quarterback coming in.
Ethan Vasco, yeah, just 8 for 23 last week. Take their time. Vasco talks to his O-lineman. Once again, Washington in the backfield. He hands it back to him. Washington makes a man miss. Tries to spin out of a tackle, and that's going to be a great stop there.
Wow.
Looks like number 20, Jamel Johnson.
Great job by
corner
him
there.
Getting your way through the traffic there and getting to the ball carrier, not falling for the fake. Because Vasco was running right in front of him.
2nd and 9 from the 38. Vasco looks at his coaches, keeps it himself once again, dishes it back to Christian Washington, has a lot of room. And gang tackled there right by the sticks. Going to be at around the 29-yard line. It's going to be enough for a Chanticleer first down.
There's that option play again. Anytime Vasco is rolling out, it seems like he has one of his running backs to his side with that pitch option available to him.
So clearly, Washington, the lead guy so far for this running back group.
Yeah, he'll get the bulk of the carries, but if they get to the red zone here near the goal line, I would be surprised to see Bennett come in.
Vasco. Back to Washington. That's going to be a carry for about 4 yards on first down, and now Coastal Carolina getting deeper and deeper into Temple territory.
Yeah, most of these plays are going for positive yards here in the run, and they've only thrown it a couple times here, or really only once. This running game has proven to be very effective early on.
Looks like they're going to be chewing off a lot of clock on offense here today. 4:40 to go in the first quarter, 2nd and 7 from the 26. Coastal. Vasco keeps it himself once again, has a lot of room, heading towards the end zone, and he will be tackled at the 15-yard line. Looks like a touchdown-saving tackle there made by Eric Stewart once again.
Yeah, he was one cut away from breaking that to the end zone.
A quick play here. Stewart. Back to Washington. Washington has room, and he's going to into the end zone, and Coastal Carolina will get on the scoreboard first. 6-0. Christian Washington touchdown.
Yeah, good patient running there by Christian Washington. They handed off to him to the left behind the tackle. And that hole just opened up for him as he kept chopping his feet. He wasn't sprinting full ahead into the back of his O-lineman. And here they come down for the extra point after getting that touchdown.
Extra point on its way from number 25, Cade Hensley.
It was an 11-play drive. They ran it 10 times.
Set, and it is up and good. 7-0. Chanticleer's touchdown on the first drive for Coastal. We will be right back on WHIP Radio. Back on WHIP on YouTube, I'm James Urban here with my partner Tyler Blankenship, and a 63-yard drive results in 6 for Coastal, and already seeing the dynamic running game from the Chanticleers.
Yeah, both from their lead back in Christian Washington and Ethan Vasco. They even gave a carry to their speed receiver in Trey Taylor. So, I mean, they're going to give everybody the option here to run out, and specifically with the option, Vasco is never running it by himself. He's always got someone to pitch it to if needed.
Coming back from the Navy game, single-digit Latrell Jean said it came down to discipline in their eyes in that Navy game, and it's just hard to be disciplined against this offense right now.
When there's so many people that can be running the ball each play, and you have a quarterback as dynamic on the ground as Vasco, it's going to test your interior defense all day.
This kickoff will be returned, bobbled for a second, and Temple will be tackled right around. Oh, some extracurriculars there. That's got to be on unnecessary roughness. No flags seen so far. Tackle way after the play was over. Looked like number 42 for Temple there.
Well, good on the rest for just kind of letting it go.
That was very, very physical.
Kind of threw him on the ground there, but...
So Temple will start from the 23-yard line.
So the first offensive drive that Temple had, it looked like Dante Wright was not lining up much against McDoom, who will stay on this one side of the field. So I would think you'd want to get your best playmaker the ball if he's not being covered by their best defender.
Matthew McDoom in 11 on the near side playing corner. First down carry. It's going to be E.J. Wilson once again, and he's going to rack up 3 yards.
Yeah, good job there running off tackle. You just kind of want to get it going again with E.J. Wilson.
Antoine Littleton, excuse me, on the carry.
Antoine Littleton. Yeah.
4-yard carry, 2nd and 6 from the 27. Evan Simon in his second drive of the season. Gives it back, keeps it, and that's going to be, intercepted, and it's going to go the other way. A pick 6 for Coastal Carolina, just like that. Man. Oh, wow.
It looked like it might have gotten batted at the line. I couldn't quite tell, but I think he was trying to target Dante Wright as well on the quick route there in the middle, and he just threw it too low.
Zamarion Gordon with the pick 6. Evan Simon looks like he was going for a slant route, got batted up in the air, and Gordon, number 6 for the Coastal defense.
We mentioned them doing exactly that, targeting Dante on that quick route. He's not being covered by the best defender, but that it looked like it just got batted, and defense was able to take advantage of it and take it to the end zone. That's 2 weeks in a row now that this Coastal Carolina defense has scored.
And after a solid first drive from Temple that didn't result in any points, the second drive, a bummer, a pick 6 going the other way. And just like that, it's 14-0 Coastal Carolina. We will be right back on WHIP Radio. Back at Lincoln Financial Field, WHIP on YouTube. I'm James Urban with my partner, Tyler Blankenship. Tyler, we were mentioning before the game, this Coastal defense can score, and just like that, a pick six.
Yeah, I mean, it was a weird pass low. It looked like he was trying to target Dante right there, and they took advantage of it. It was right place, right time for the free safety there, and he just took it right in. And like you said, this Coastal Carolina defense is opportunistic every week so far this year.
Only from our booth, only able to see one shot of the replay, but it looked like Evan Simon was going for a slant pass, got batted at the line, and number 6, Zamarion Gordon, took it to the house. So now Temple going to get a shot to answer right away after that pick six. It is now 14-0, Coastal on top, and Temple will get a look for their third offensive drive of the day.
They always say for DBs, be ready for tips and overthrows. That was a tip on an underthrow.
Yeah.
So good on the free safety to take advantage of that.
Temple will start 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line. 3:30 to go in this first quarter, already down 2 touchdowns.
Your first drive looked fine. You just weren't able to capitalize with a field goal. Try to get to the other side of the field again here. Do not put your defense in a bad position.
Simon back out there. Littleton in the backfield. Hands it off to Littleton. Littleton has a lot of room. He's going down the far side. A lot of room. Off the 50, past the 40, and tackled out of bounds right around the 35-yard line. A huge gain for Antoine Littleton.
Great job there. Originally taking up the middle there, and then he makes a cut to the left, able to get to the sideline and get a huge gain there. Probably the best play for the Temple offense so far this year, honestly.
All the way to the 38-yard line.
And they get to the line quick. They're already about to snap.
1st and 10 from the 38. Gives it right back to Littleton. He's going to go nowhere after the big gain.
It's funny seeing that from Littleton. You usually think of the bigger guy. You're putting him for those short yard situations. He breaks off the long run play, and then the next play, he gets tackled right at the line of scrimmage.
A gain of 37 yards for Antoine Littleton.
Great job by the transfer from Maryland.
Second and 10 from the 38 after the no gain for Littleton. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. Simon takes the snap. Looks like he's going to throw. Looking at his options, and he's just going to have to throw that one in the dirt.
Yeah, it looked like they were setting up something for Joe Smith there out of the backfield, but he slipped, so there was nothing for Simon to do there. Actually, a good job by him dirting it, not putting the ball in harm's way.
And now the same kind of situation as the first drive. Temple gaining some ground, and then now they're at a 3rd and long from seems like the same kind of territory where Trujillo missed that first 55-yarder.
Yeah, you're stalling out, and now you're off schedule here on 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10, Littleton in the backfield. 2 receivers on each side. Simon going to throw it over the middle. Caught, and he will go nowhere. That was number 19 on the grab for Temple. Antonio Jones with the catch.
Yeah, Simon had pressure in his face immediately. Didn't have anyone else to go to. It looked like they might have had some deeper routes developing, but when you've got a defender in your face right after the snap, you just got to get rid of it. So.
And over the middle, Simon kept it safe. Just a 2-yard gain, 4th and 8. And now another try from right around the same yardage. 54-yarder for Trujillo.
Well, we know he has the power.
Trujillo's second attempt. Up. And hits the bar and in. Hits the bottom bar of the field goal post and goes in. A doink going the correct way for Temple.
Right off of the crossbar. That was insane.
Looking at the replay, it was on the right side of the upright and curled back in, and now Temple gets onto the board, 14-3. The doink goes the right way for Temple. Back here on WHIP Radio. back from the doink and in for the Owls. Trulio from 54 yards hits the bottom bar and in. And now Temple is on the board 14-3. A minute 37 to go in the first quarter. Tyler, aside from the crazy kick, what'd you see from Temple's offense in that drive?
Great job in the beginning getting your run game going again. If you can get your running backs to keep operating like this and maybe get chunk plays or just keep that run game on schedule, then you can set up yourself for the play action pass, which I hope you would see from their offense going forward. But look, you got points on the board. You're not, going to keep digging this hole for yourself. Now, hopefully, your defense can get the Coastal offense off the field for Temple and, maybe keep something positive going. This is a better start than they've had so far this season.
For sure. And now we saw after the kick, maybe Trulio holding at his leg a little bit, but he was out there for the kickoff. Mm-hmm. Looks like number 91 is all right.
Such a difference in the two kicks that we saw. One looked like it was going to go for 80, and the other one had to hit the crossbar.
1st and 10 from the 25. Coastal in their own territory. Man in motion. Vasco, he's going to keep it. He loves to run, and a great tackle made there after a pickup of 3 for Vasco.
Yeah, great job there by, it looks like Keaton, the safety. Mm-hmm. Fighting through traffic, that's such an important factor if you're going to play DB or linebacker. Fight through that traffic, get through the offense and their blockers. That's why your D linemen need to win their one-on-ones.
Strong free safety. Keaton, one of the leading tacklers for this Temple defense, makes the play there. Vasco dishes it back to Washington. And he'll be tackled just short of the sticks there.
Man, once Washington puts that foot in the dirt, he starts going forward. He is quick.
Excuse me, that was number 21, Simeon Price. He was wearing number 21, Simeon Price with the carry.
Well, then, excuse me, they got 4 running backs.
They have 4 running backs now. They have Christian Washington, Braden Bennett, Javen Simpkins, and now number 21, Simeon Price, who's gotten a carry. And it looks like he's staying in the game as it is a 3rd and 2. Huge play for the Temple defense.
Couple extra blockers here on the left side.
Coastal on their own 33. 3rd down. Hands it back to Price. And Price looks like he's going to be just at the sticks. We'll see what the refs give him, and it looks like the chains will be moving for a Chanticleer 1st down.
Yeah, Coastal wasn't being shy about what they were trying to do. Extra blockers on the left side with a couple extra tight ends, and then they motion a receiver to the left side as well. Everything going that way, and the running back is able to keep his feet moving to get that 1st down.
And it looks like there's going to be a timeout called on the field after Coastal Carolina gets a 1st down. It's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 35 when we get right back here on WHIP Radio. Back for the start of the second quarter at Lincoln Financial Field, WHIP on YouTube. Coastal Carolina picking up the first down, flipping sides of the field for the start of the second quarter. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line.
Yeah, see, they can probably keep this run game going, but also they need the DBs not to fall asleep here because that play action could come any moment.
It looks like running back Christian Washington is back in the game. He takes it up the middle. Looks like it's going to be a gain of about 3-4 yards on the first down carry. We've seen looks from Washington and now Simeon Price. Yeah, it is Simeon Price still in the game. The transfer from Mississippi State.
Yeah, they've got 4 backs.
4 running backs.
Yeah.
And now we have seen runs from Washington and Price so far. Nothing from Braden Bennett or Javen Simpkins. 2nd and 6 from the 39. Vasco set to take it. That motion running behind him once again. It's going to go up the middle, stuffed just short, about a yard or 2 shy of the first down. Now it's going to be another 3rd and short in their own territory. See if Temple defense can stay resilient.
Yeah, a lot of talk on every level of football about the motion and what it can do for your offense. But as long as it's purposeful, you're letting your quarterback just figure out, is this zone, is it man, are we getting better leverage with our playmakers? And Coastal Carolina is taking great advantage of that so far this game.
They're putting number 2, Trey Taylor, in that motion, going behind Vasco. 3rd and 2 from the 43. Vasco keeps it. Has a lot of room, and it looks like it's going to be a first down and keeping the chains moving for Coastal.
I know Coastal got the first down there, but that was a good job by the Temple defense to take away what could have been an explosive play. They took away what was the option because of great fighting through the blocking there by the defender.
From the presser, I had the pole in front of the defender, so it looks like he had a ton of green grass.
But it was a great job by the DB there to take away what would have been an outside pitch.
Number 29, Javier Morton, making the open field tackle on Vasco, but it was just enough for a first down. 1st and 10 from the 46. And there's the jet sweep. That's going to be a great play, a tackle for loss by the Temple defense.
Yeah, great job there. We talked about how they're using motion, and you mentioned that it was with Trey Taylor, and he is an explosive option for them going anywhere on the field, horizontal or vertical. Was that Badmus? Was that who made the play there in the backfield? Yeah, Sultan Badmus. Okay. Great job there fighting through.
Sultan Badmus picking up on the motion there. And made a great tackle for loss, a loss of 6 for the Chanticleers. 2nd and 16 from the 40.
That's what you want to see from a D lineman, get through those gaps.
12:30 on the clock in the second. Out wide. Pass completed. And another great tackle by Temple. Temple's defense really making all the tackles that they need to make right now.
Yeah, another quick out route for the pass there. They're not throwing the ball a lot, but anytime they do, it's really usually just a quick out, first read, get it out of your hands for Vasco.
Pass completed. Vasco to Bryson Graves, wearing number 4 on the far side. 3rd and 10 from the 46. Can Temple's defense get the stop? Vasco looking for a call.
So they're changing the play, looking at the sideline.
Looking at the sideline, Vasco getting communication from his coaches. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. Christian Washington in the backfield. Vasco looking to throw. Looking at his options. Has a man on the near side, and that's going to be enough for the first down. Pass completed. Number 18. Kane Barong for the first down.
Great job by Vasco there. They were playing man coverage there, it looks like Temple. They didn't really have any deep safety. They were able to cover well, but he rolls out to the right. He sees his playmaker break out to the sideline. He's able to get the ball in his hands.
First down carry. Vasco, a spin move, and he almost stayed on his feet. And a positive gain once again for Vasco. And he is really racking up the carries so far.
Yeah, and if he had a little bit more balance there, he could be running into the end zone right now.
It looks like he almost kept it on that 3rd down, and then he finally decided to pass the ball, and he found his man, the tight end number 18, Kane Barong, who leaped for the first down marker and got the conversion. Now it's 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard first down carry from Vasco from Temple's 40-yard line. Up the middle. And that's going to go really about nowhere, just about a yard gain. And that looks like it was... That might have been Simpkins there with the carry.
Temple seems determined to stop the run. They're playing more players in the box. Anytime they do have someone go out deep at safety, it's usually someone who's already lined up in the box, but they're clearly keeping their eyes on the running back.
So now the third down of the drive. Temple's defense with another shot at a stop. Vasco gets the snap. Looking at his options, not a lot of guys, and he will incomplete pass this one. Incomplete. And now it's 4th and 5 from the 39.
They having some discussion here.
Going to see if the offense stays out on the field. Temple's defense sure is.
And
Now the offense is coming off. We'll see if Coastal decides to kick it or punt.
Yeah,
And
Vasco.
it looks like they're going to punt this one.
Vasco on that third down play, rolling out to his right. It looked like he wanted his wide receiver to cut more into the middle, but he kept rolling to the sideline. He just had to end up throwing it behind him.
Dante Wright. Back right around the 8-yard line. There's a flag.
Delay a game.
Were they about to throw that?
Delay a game on Coastal.
I think the punter was about to throw that ball.
Did he get it in like a throwing motion?
He got to a stance, and the gunner on the left side looked like he might have been wide open.
97. Emil Sebafundi,
That would have been interesting to see.
the punter. Punt is up. Dante Wright back, and he will let this go over his head. Is it going to go in the end zone? And Coastal Carolina, amazing special teams, downs it at the 1-yard line. And now tough field position for Temple, even inside the 1-yard line, right around the half-yard line. A beautiful punt from Sebafundi.
That was an amazing kick. He got to bounce it back. Great job by the special teams player there to keep it out of the end zone as well. And this is a situation that we saw Temple in last week when their offense, where they were backed up in their own 1-yard line. It did not end well for them when Forrest Brock was in. So we'll see if Evan Simon can get them out of their own end zone, basically. I mean, that's where they're going to be starting.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get a first down. Give yourself some room. I imagine we're going to see a few run plays right away.
Dante Wright lets it go over his head, and it seems like that decision cost them at least 7 or 8 yards.
It's a tricky situation, though, because you're always taught as a returner, plant your feet at that 10-yard line. If it's going to go over, you let it go, because, I mean, you can't account for a punter to have that much
You almost have to
finesse.
look at the flight of the ball and see, will it spin into the end zone or will it bounce back?
And that was about as close as it gets. That was right there near the line. So, tough spot for Dante Wright, but, I mean, you always want to see a guy with his playmaking ability maybe to take a chance, especially when you're down like this, but I mean, either way, not a great spot for Temple to be in.
It was that close where the special teams man, it looks like his foot was maybe even on the goal line, but the refs there looking at the play clearly did not step in the end zone, and they down the ball at the half-yard line.
Yeah, when you're the first one to the ball like that, keeping it out of the end zone, usually for the return team, you're yelling, Peter, pistol, poison, whatever it is, get the rest of your guys away from the ball. So Temple wasn't going to have anybody near the ball to recover it. So at that point, you just need that second person to come up for Coastal Carolina and down the ball at that 1-yard line.
Now Temple's offense talking things over as they will start this drive in their own end zone, as backed up as you possibly can be.
I would imagine we'll see Littleton more here in these short situations where you just kind of want to run it up the middle, which they've been doing a lot of anyways. Just try to get his feet churning, see if you can get any push from your O-line. You got 3 new starters today, and it's hard to tell so far whether or not they've been playing better or not compared to the previous 2 weeks, but this is a huge moment for them, a great test for them here for their mainly a new O-line.
Mm-hmm. Evan Simon, 3 for 6 right now, 14 yards and an interception, but it hasn't really spoken to how the offense has looked so far.
No, they've honestly looked better than they have in previous weeks in my mind, and a tough break on that interception. We saw a replay of it, and the D lineman made a great play at the line of scrimmage, getting his hand up, doing exactly what you're supposed to do as an edge rusher, where if you're not going to win after your first or second move, get your hands up, bat that ball down, disrupt those throwing lanes.
Temple with 4 first downs so far in this first half, desperately needing one to get out of. They're deep in their own territory. Evan Simon, tush-push action from the half-yard line, and he picks up 5 yards.
Great job by the O-line there. The interior, especially to get that push. I mean, Simon, I don't think he was really touched until he got 3 yards up there, and he was still able to gain a couple more. So great job by your O-line there. Stan, I mean, look, I know you're down 14-3 here, but Stan has to be happy with the performance of his O-line in situations like this.
From the half-yard line to the 5. 9:20 to go in the second quarter. Temple backed up. Simon gives it off to E.J. Wilson. E.J. Wilson, looks like the ball came out. He punched it loose. Coastal, looks like the Coastal defense hopped on it. And they did. It will be Coastal ball on the 10-yard line. E.J. Wilson got it knocked loose, and the Chanticleers will take over.
E.J. Wilson, I don't understand. I know you're trying to get the first down there, but diving forward like that with the ball out ahead of you, you're not protecting it. So I know you're trying to get the first down, but it's still 2nd and 6, and you were easily going to get at least 4 yards there. Lower the shoulder, if anything. To fully dive and lay out like that with the ball unprotected is just mind-boggling. And Stan Drayton, a former running backs coach, he is not going to be happy with that. I'd actually be surprised if we see E.J. Wilson back out there.
A terrible mistake by E.J. Wilson giving the ball back after what was definitely going to be a positive play. And now Coastal Carolina taking over on the Temple 11. Handoff to Christian Washington. Seeing if he has anything, it's going to be a pickup of about a yard and a half. But once again, just a brutal mistake, a brutal turnover, the second of the game for Temple so far.
This is what we've seen every week of the season so far. Their offense putting the defense in terrible situations. The Coastal Carolina offense starts in the red zone and running backs fumbling the ball. This has been a common theme for a team that's being coached by what is a former running backs coach.
And these aren't anything like punt interceptions where you're just throwing it down the field. These are costly turnovers in their own territory.
Just not protecting the ball.
2nd and 7 from Temple's 8-yard line. Vasco keeps it. Slant route, touchdown. Coastal Carolina on top. 3 scores, 20-3.
Yeah, they looked like number 17.
17, Cameron Wright, the wide receiver on the slant route. An easy touchdown.
Yeah.
Not very much contested at all. And that's going to be an easy score for the Chanticleers, up 17, pending 18 with this extra point.
Yeah, another easy first read there for Vasco. The slant route, you get right in front of the defender. I feel like the defender maybe should have been playing closer up. You got your heels on the end zone. I don't know why you're letting the receiver get across your face like that. Normally, you're getting ready for that. I mean, you should know what's coming in that situation.
Number 25, place kicker Cade Hensley's extra point is up and good, 21-3. Coastal Carolina up on top. Back from the Coastal Carolina score after the brutal E.J. Wilson fumble. Vasco to his wide receiver, number 17, Cameron Wright, puts the Chanticleers up 21-3 with 8:25 to go in this second quarter. Coastal Carolina will be kicking off from the far side, coming our way. Ball going back to Temple.
Yeah, after last week's game against Navy, you heard the Temple coaches and players all talk about how they'll continually shoot themselves in the foot at the beginning of games, and no different here today. A pick six, a fumble in your own in your own side of the field, right near
Once
the end
again,
zone.
the offense putting the defense in just terrible positions.
And it's hard to evaluate your defense when they're continually put in spots like that. I mean, every single week it seems to be this way.
It's tough being, a guy on defense and you're on the sideline trying to catch a breather, and then you get thrown out on your own 10,
And it seems like just the weirdest mistakes that the Temple offense continues to make. I mean, that dive that E.J. Wilson made, just you're not protecting the ball. Evan Simon, that pick six, I mean, it was a great play by the D lineman, but you've got to put your defense in better positions.
Kickoff went through the back of the end zone. It's 1st and 10 from Temple's 25. Dante Wright takes the carry. That's going to be a gain of 6 yards on the first down.
Yeah, that's a good idea by the Temple offense there. Get it to your playmaker. You got him coming across the formation. Get the ball in his hands, see what he can do.
And you mentioned it. After the E.J. Wilson fumble, Antoine Littleton is out on the field. And he gets the carry there, gets a yard. It's going to be 3rd and short, 3rd and 3 from their own 32. Just under 8 minutes to play in the second quarter. Like I mentioned, Vasco to Cameron Wright. Touchdown on the slant. Put Coastal up 21-3. 18-point deficit for Temple.
Looks like you got a bunch formation for the receivers on the right side.
One in motion. Simon with the snap. He's going to throw it. Down to Littleton. First down and more. Out of bounds on the near side. Antoine Littleton right around midfield. It's going to be an Owls first down.
I love that play call. A little bit of creativity. You start with a bunch formation to the right, and then you motion one to the left. Your running back is in the backfield to the left of your quarterback, and he's the lone receiver then out to the left side as everyone moves to the right.
Simon going to throw it again. He's going to air it out. Dante Wright, open on the near side. Makes a move. Has some more. Oh, over to the middle. And Dante Wright, the dynamic receiver for Temple. First down, and then another first down. Littleton, and then Wright. Down to the 36-yard line with 6:50 to go in the second quarter.
Great job by Simon getting the ball out of his hands quickly there with the defender running at him.
Offense moving quickly. Simon takes the snap again. Another throw. Dante Wright has some room on the near side, and he will be dragged out of bounds. Another first down at the 19-yard line.
This is becoming the Dante Wright drive, and I like how they're using him. It's the complete opposite of how they were trying to use him last week against Navy, where everything was near the line of scrimmage. They're actually getting him out towards the sideline on some quick routes. Just get the ball in his hands in front of the defenders, see if he can make a move. And so far, he's proven he's been able to do it. He's getting extra yards. He's not going down immediately. This is exactly what they need to do.
Wright trots off the field after back-to-back first downs, a 15-yard gain for him on that last play. From the 19. Simon hands it off. That run is going to go for just about a yard there on the first down carry. Antoine Littleton.
You have to keep the Coastal Carolina defense honest here if you are Temple, but still, if what was working for you was getting it out quickly to your receivers in that short to intermediate range, keep going with it.
5:40 on the clock in the second quarter. Ball on the 19. One receiver on the near side, two on the far side. Littleton in the backfield. Simon set to take the snap. He gets it. He's going to throw. That's going to be caught in the mix of a ton of Chanticleer defenders. It's going to gain a few yards, probably about a 5-yard gain, and that was Antonio Jones again with his second reception of the day.
I kind of snuck that one in there to him. That was actually a
Tight
good
window
throw by Simon.
Yeah.
Simon's had
A confident throw that he stepped into there.
He's having an impressive start, and exactly what you said, they're stepping into it. That was something we did not see a lot from Brock the past 2 weeks, kind of looking shaky and not stepping into any of his throws, always off of his back foot. Simon staying confident, stepping into them, getting the ball where it needs to go.
4:50, 3rd and 5 on the 15-yard line. Huge third down for the Temple offense. Simon looking out to the right side. Has a man open. It's going to be caught, and it's going to be a touchdown. Evan Simon with his first passing touchdown of the season, and it's going to be number 17, John Adams. Temple gets on the board, 21-9.
Good Lord. I cannot stress how much of an impressive throw that was from Simon right there. Rolling to your right. You have a defender starting to come towards you. You have a corner on the receiver as well as a linebacker. He layers it over the linebacker. The receiver makes a good catch, is able to back up into the end zone. That was a really impressive throw by Simon. He is showing why he is starting today.
And John Adams, a receiver that has been waiting to get involved in this offense, he finally gets a part of the mix.
Yeah, great for the walk-on there. You got to be really happy for him. And Simon coming in, his first start for this team after transferring over from Rutgers, having an impressive debut here for the Temple Owls.
Simon to John Adams makes it an 11-point game, 21-10. We will be right back on WHIP Radio. Back from the best drive of the season for the Temple Owls. 8 plays, 75 yards, passing 5 for 5, 68 yards. Tyler, what'd you see from that offense?
I saw the Temple offense finally using their playmakers properly in the passing game. Dante Wright is your leader on offense when it comes to being a receiver. He had 2 catches on that drive, both of them being kind of short, quick outs, and he was able to make some plays afterwards once he got the ball in his hands. And they also got him the ball in the run game with a rush for 6 yards. It opens up everything for you if you can be a complete offense. And Evan Simon is looking confident.
Even found Littleton on the near side for about a 15-yard gain.
Right, right. And what's great about these offensive playmakers for Temple right now is they are getting yards after contact. They're not just going down.
Kick up by Trulio. Return for Coastal, and that's going to be a great tackle on the 15-yard line. Sets up a good position for this Temple defense. And now just an 11-point, back to an 11-point game, 21-10. 4:34 on the clock left in this second quarter. Everyone getting involved, like you said, on that drive for the Temple offense. Littleton, Wright, and then John Adams, eventually the walk-on wide receiver, getting involved after a rough game at Navy last week. Just one catch for -2 yards, finds the end zone from Evan Simon, and it looks like Simon is as confident as he ever could be.
If he keeps playing like this, I mean, I think this starting job is his to lose at this point.
Yep.
Like you said, the confidence is a huge factor for them, something that Stan Drayton talked about a lot.
1st and 10 for Coastal. Vasco keeps it. Doesn't have any room, and it is a gang tackle for the Temple defense. About 4 red jerseys all over Vasco.
Yeah, look, people are always going to talk about on runs like that. Like, they get upset with the first defender maybe not making the tackle in the backfield, but you're still slowing them down and making them change direction. And it's a great job to kick them back inside where more of your teammates are to help you make that tackle. Use the sideline. It is an extra teammate.
Mm-hmm. Just under 4 minutes to go here from Lincoln Financial Field. 2nd and 8. Coastal on their own 17. Vasco looks to throw on the near side, and that's going to be a first down. Caught by number 8. Number 8, Jamison Tucker, the wide receiver for the Chanticleers.
Yeah, a guy who they've really wanted to get going. Or no, that's number 6.
Yeah, Kyrie Duplessis.
Yeah, he's kind of the veteran of their team when it comes to the receivers. So, but again, Vasco, quick read, right? I think he's really just kind of doing this first read, get it out of your hands quickly. Don't let this Temple defense get to you at all.
Yeah, that was number 6 on the reception. First down for Coastal. Vasco's going to throw again. Has a man on the far side, wide open. It's going to be around an 8-9 yard gain. Number 85, the tight end, Kendall Carr.
Yeah, Ethan Vasco just kind of taking what the Temple defense is giving him right there.
Yeah.
Kudos to the Temple DBs covering them downfield. There was nobody for him to throw it to, intermediate or deep, but he's got that leak option out to the left there short, and it was wide open for him to help him get that easy play. But it looks like, was there a...
Yeah, fortunately for the Temple defense, there was a holding call, and that's going to push Coastal back 10 yards. Number 62, Nick Del Grande, the left tackle for Coastal, on the holding call. And that's going to push him back 10 yards. 1st and 20 from the 15-yard line on the right hash.
I apologize ahead of time, but that is Nick Del Grande with a grande penalty.
Huge penalty. Vasco keeps it on the near side. Has a lot of room. A ton of room. Then he's going to be tackled right around the first down marker. And it looks like that's going to move the chains. Just let the man loose and didn't keep track of Vasco there.
Yeah, trying to run off tackle there to the right side, does a great job staying behind his blockers, and then makes that initial cut to the outside near the sideline and gets plenty of yardage there.
Was tackled just short of the marker to gain, Under 3 minutes to play here at Lincoln Financial Field. 2nd and 3, Coastal on their own 32-yard line. Vasco keeps it, has a man in the flat. That's going to be a first down. That was number 4, Bryson Graves, the wide receiver. Caught it for a short gain, but enough to move the chains.
Yeah, once again, they're just kind of taking what's ahead of them.
Vasco, pump fake. Just going to have to throw it in the dirt as he had some pressure. And that was number 9, Demarick Morris, in the face of Ethan Vasco, and he had to get rid of it.
Yeah, great job there. These Temple defenders are not allowing these deep concepts to develop. So Ethan Vasco's having to get the ball out quick, but great job there by the D-line, getting pressure in his face. Vasco has to dirt it as the short route wasn't able to fully go through there as they were trying to work their way towards the middle.
2 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. Vasco. 2nd and 10 from the 37, 2:20 to play in the second quarter. Vasco keeps it, looking to throw, has a man deep. Looking, and it is almost intercepted. It was Keaton. He had his hands on the ball, but when he fell to the turf, it popped out of his hands. A great play on the ball by Andres Keaton.
Wow, great job. Honestly, a bit underthrown there by Vasco. Andreas Keaton's almost able to take advantage of it. Still a great job covering downfield by these DBs. Again, they are not letting these deep routes develop.
And I don't know about you, Tyler. Maybe in the NFL that's a call. I saw a little bit of a grab. I think it was incidental contact, though.
I think it wasn't enough.
Vasco, 3rd and 10. Keeps it. Has some room up the middle. It's going to be stopped just short. It's going to be a 4th down. 4th and 1 for Coastal Carolina.
I would not be surprised.
Maybe
if they went
1.5. Yep.
Yeah.
4th and 1 from the 46. That's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. 21-10. 2 minutes to play from Lincoln Financial Field in this first half. A 4th and 1 awaits for Coastal Carolina. Be back on WHIP Radio. Back on WHIP on YouTube, James Urban here with my partner, Tyler Blankenship. And after a ball almost intercepted by Andreas Keaton, the strong free safety, now a huge 4th and 1 for this Temple defense, which would, we'll still see if Coastal Carolina brings out the offense. Definitely a decision to make, but the way that they've been running the ball, you got to assume that they get out there.
Right, and if you get it, you can kind of like run away the rest of the clock here in the first half, potentially at least set yourself up for a field goal. But then, of course, on the other side of that, if you don't get this, Temple is off to a great position in the last 2 minutes here for the first half.
And they will not be going for it.
Yeah.
Punter number 97, Seba Fundy, will be back to punt, standing on the 30-yard line. Dante Wright back there to receive. And like we saw in the last punt, down at the half-yard line. Now a lot more room to operate for the single-digit Dante Wright.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
We'll see.
Weird little motion here.
Motion to the far side. The punt is up. It's going to be short. And Dante Wright will wave fair catch at the 20-yard line. Good field position for Temple compared to the half-yard line. Now the offense will take over with 1:55 on their own 20-yard line in this first half. Down just 11 points.
Honestly, this might work out well. I mean, what was working best for Temple so far today on offense was that quick game where you get up to the line real quick as you're making a completion and don't let the defense get set. So maybe you get the ball in your playmakers' hands again, your receivers or your running backs within that short range and maybe even the intermediate, 10 yards out.
And Tyler, obviously you have to wait to see this drive, but aside from the 2 turnovers in this first half, it has been a pretty solid look from this Temple team.
It has been, and really impressive for Evan Simon to come in here and start the way he has.
After the E.J. Wilson fumble, he has not seen the field. Antoine Littleton back out there. The pitch, he drops it, but he picks it back up, and he's going to be tackled for a 2-yard gain. That was almost disastrous once again.
I think he did that cardinal sin of looking ahead for the ball's in your hands. We got the big running back thinking he's got a big hole ahead of him, but
and sometimes people could blame the toss, but that hit him right in the hands. So.
Literally right in the hands.
Dante Wright in motion. Simon tries to get the defense to jump. 2 receivers to the far side. Dante Wright on the near side. Littleton in the backfield. Simon keeps it. He's going to gain about a yard or 2 there on that carry, and they're going to have a 3rd and long in their own territory.
Interesting. I want to know what Simon saw there on that play when they changed it there at the line of scrimmage. He had the receivers communicating. I feel like maybe they had some of that middle of the field open there on the right side.
Temple backed up on their own 23-yard line, 3rd and 7, with 1:12 to play in this first half.
So 3rd and 7 here. I mean, you're in a tough spot now after putting yourself in a better position than you normally have been so far. I mean, this season, really. So I was expecting them maybe get the pass game going. It doesn't help that you drop a toss play on the first play of the drive, but
he probably would have gained maybe an extra 3-4 yards on that toss play if he was able to catch it on the first try.
And now you're exactly where your coaches hate to be. You're on 3rd and 7 on your side of the field.
3rd and 7, a huge play call coming up for Simon and this Owls offense. Littleton in the backfield with Evan Simon. Snap. Simon's looking. Has a man. And he just throws it low of Dante Wright right at his feet. Didn't want to make a mistake and throw an interception. And now the punt team is going to have to come out for the Owls with 1:08 to go in this first half. Ball goes right back to the Chanticleers.
Yeah, that linebacker came running up right into the face of Simon. He didn't have time to step into that throw. And the short route really just kind of took too long to develop there for him.
Corner was also right on Dante Wright's tail. You didn't really want to cost your team another turnover in that situation, especially in your own territory.
And that's the problem at times when these quarterbacks, you roll to the left or the right, you are taking away half of the field. So if that
and the punter. Line drive punt. An awkward catch there for the Coastal Carolina punt returner. And he has some room, and he actually has a decent return there. About 15, 20 yards on the return. That was number 4, Bryson Graves, who has also had a few catches. Not the ideal way to catch a punt there, Tyler.
He took a line drive right to the face, and for some reason, he had like 1 foot in the air.
It was. I mean, I guess you could say it is an odd punting style. He's probably not used to receiving a punt coming at a line drive at your head. But, I mean, he caught that over the top of his head, right at his helmet.
Oh, actually, I think it was number 4, safety, Tobias Fletcher, who caught that. So.
Okay, so they have 2 number 4s on the roster. That's my apologies there. Yeah.
Tobias Fletcher, who's a very speedy and fun defender for them, out there making awkward catches.
My mistake. The Coastal Carolina has 2 number 4s on their roster as the tight end. Number 85, Kendall Carr, catches that first down pass for about 4 yards. As time is trickling down in this first half, 40 seconds on the clock. 2nd and 6 at midfield. Vasco, and that play is going to be blown dead. And that's going to be a false start flag on the field. See who this call was on.
Both of these offenses looking kind of sloppy here the past few minutes.
Most definitely an entertaining first half, though. A lot has happened.
A lot has happened. And look, I mean, you haven't seen any explosive plays from the Coastal Carolina defense, but they've been methodical with how they've been going down the field. And then for the other side, for the Temple offense, you have that one explosive play. You were able to get what really was an impressive touchdown drive from your new starting quarterback in Evan Simon. So, I mean, both teams have a lot to be happy about, but both teams are also maybe a little upset with their defense going into that locker room.
Definitely a little upset with their defense. It's going to be a timeout. As that will take us away for just a moment. 39 seconds left in this first half. Be back on WHIP Radio. He was like, I didn't know what he was going to do. Back after the quick timeout. James Urban, Tyler Blankenship here. 2nd and 11, 41 seconds left in this first half. 21-10. Coastal Carolina up 2 scores. After the false start, Vasco looking to throw. Has a man. Going deep, and he just overthrew his guy. Number 2, Trey Taylor, the lead receiver for this Chanticleer wide receiving core.
Yeah.
And he just missed him.
Yeah, he was. Oh man, he
Missed him by a stride.
Yeah,
stride missed.
That's your fastest player, but he is also 5'8", so maybe a taller receiver catches that, but overthrew his speed option, and he was open.
Not a terrible throw by Vasco. Missed him by a stride. 3rd and 11. Hands it off. And time continues to trickle. 25 seconds left in this first half. That's going to be a 4th down.
Yeah, good job by...
Timeout called. Definitely going to be Temple calling the timeout, I'd assume. Oh, now the clock keeps running.
No.
Excuse me.
I wouldn't be surprised if Coastal goes back to another explosive option with Trey Taylor. I mean, they really want to get him the ball out deep like that. That's what he's been doing so far this season with his speed.
That would have been a home run play there.
That would have been huge for them, and he definitely was open. He had a step on the defender.
Vasco misses his man, Trey Taylor, which would have been a massive touchdown. And time trickles down, and that'll do it for the first half from Lincoln Financial Field. Temple's home opener. They're down 21-10 at halftime. We'll be back for the second half on WHIP Radio. Welcome back to WHIP on YouTube. I'm James Urban, here with my color analyst, Tyler Blankenship, in a very eventful first half. 21-10, Coastal Carolina leads. But the most obvious point that we made in that first half was the new starting quarterback, Evan Simon, in the starting role. A very solid first half of the season for Simon.
Yeah, I mean, 8 for 12, 82 yards, and he had that really impressive touchdown throw, layering it over the linebacker and getting it to his DB. He wasn't completely uncovered either, so it was a great play by both of them. And then just the confidence he has stepping into his throws, something we criticized Forrest Brock for a lot in the previous weeks, where he just didn't look like he was getting past these like jitters he had, and he couldn't confidently step into his throws even when he was protected well. Now we're seeing Simon do that when he has the time to throw it. He is stepping in, he's making the right throws. The interception, I don't even completely blame him for, because I mean,
batted at the line.
Yeah, it was batted at the line. It was a great play by the D lineman.
170 total yards for Temple on offense. The kickoff by Trulio, fair caught. And Coastal Carolina will start their first drive of the second half on the 25-yard line. 82 pass yards, 88 rush yards, completely split for the Temple offense in that first half. 8 first downs, 4 for 7 on third down. An entirely new look for the Temple offense. Definitely feeling fresh and a lot better. And the defense had a few solid stops in that first half. One of those touchdowns, of course, was not let up by the defense, so only allowing 14 points in that first half. And now we see the Temple defense back at it as Coastal starts on the 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Vasco gets it. He keeps it. Has a man in his face. Has to leak left. Finds his man. Oh, and he drops it through the hands of Christian Washington. Just a little behind his head, it seemed.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to throw the ball like that when you're rolling out. But, I mean, I've been really impressed with the back seven with the Temple defense today. These linebackers and corners are flying around. They're making the tackles, and they're covering really well.
And Tyler, it was number 0, DJ Woodbury, in the face of Ethan Vasco, which made him leak left and have that uncomfortable throw there.
Yeah, Temple's leading tackler this season.
Vasco dishes it off. Looks like Trey Taylor on the jet sweep once again, and that's going to go nowhere. Tackled at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, number 2, Trey Taylor, who hasn't really made a name for himself so far in this game.
Yeah, they've tried some deep plays to him. They've tried to get the ball in his hands, similar to what...
Just missed him at the end of the half on that deep ball.
Right, they try to use it similar to almost how Temple uses Dante Wright, but they just haven't really been able to get the ball to him down the field.
So a solid start for this Temple defense on the first 2 plays. 3rd and 10, ball on the 25. Vasco looking. And it's going to be incomplete. No flags. Great defense there.
Wow, great job by the Temple defense there. Like I said, the back sevens have been playing well. Great job by the corner there to cover. And they're 3 and out for the Temple defense, something we do not see a lot from this unit. And now you're gonna put your offense in a great position to start the second half. And look, I mean, field goal, touchdown, whatever it is, if you can get a score on the Temple offense here, you're feeling really good.
Like you said, a very rare 3 and out for the Temple defense. Corner number 13, Torrey Richardson, in on the coverage on that play, and a bounce backwards for that punt. It's going to be phenomenal field position. Temple on the 46-yard line to start this drive. And that 3 and out just took 50 seconds off the clock there, Tyler.
Exactly the start you wanted for Stan Drayton, to have your offense now come out here, have plenty of time to go here in the second half to make the comeback that you need, down 11 points. And I'm curious to see how they operate here to start this first drive. And what worked really well for them on that touchdown drive with those quick throws. I know you still want to get that run game going. Maybe Littleton comes out here. I can't see. It looks like it is him coming out.
It is Littleton. And you called it after that costly E.J. Wilson fumble inside their own 10-yard line. He has not gotten another look on offense, so it has been Littleton from that point on. Simon's going to throw it on first down. Has a man. It's Dante Wright on the far side. Dante jukes a man. Jukes another man. Has some room. Going over the middle. And a huge gain by Dante Wright, the single-digit wide receiver leader. A big play.
Amazing job by Dante Wright there. A great job by the O-line, too, giving a clean pocket for Simon to find Dante Wright going across the middle, and Dante Wright would make a couple of people miss.
Littleton with the carry on the near side, and he gets tackled right around the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1, maybe half a yard But what a play. Juking 2 defenders, Dante Wright. He is shifty today.
Yeah, that dead leg was deadly. I mean, he had a couple guys grasping for air. They might be on the sideline grabbing an oxygen tank after that.
That was dirty.
That was great by Dante Wright.
Dante Wright. Keep an eye on him on the far side. Simon looking confident. Wants to throw it. Has Littleton. Littleton with some room. Going down the near sideline and gets tackled inside the 10. First and goal, Temple.
Great screenplay there. The D-line was crashing onto Simon there, but he's able to find his running back in Littleton, and he's able to get upfield quickly with some lead blockers, get out to the sideline, and look, they're in the red zone now. You have a chance here to score.
Temple looking to make it a one-possession game. 12:50 to go. First and goal in this third quarter. 21-10, ball on the 8-yard line. Ashton Allen and Dante Wright on the far side. Littleton in at running back. Simon gives it off to Littleton up the middle. Looks like he's going to get a few.
Yeah, I'll say I'm impressed with Littleton today, receiving and running the ball. We've talked a lot about how they've tried to use different backs throughout this season so far between Joe Smith, Wilson, and Littleton. And it looks like Littleton, just like Simon, has solidified himself as the starter at that position for them now on offense. And now with the way the O-line has been playing today, too, with the changes that have been made with 3 new starters, maybe they've found that unit that they want to stick with now going forward as well. So Stan Drayton should be happy with what we've seen so far.
A 2-yard gain for Littleton on the first and goal. Ball on the 6-yard line. Just under 12 minutes to play in this third quarter. Simon hands it off. On the near side, it's John Adams, and he gets tackled on the 4-yard line, about a gain of 2 or 3. It's now a huge third down play because down 2 scores early in the third quarter. Do you get aggressive and possibly go for it if you don't get it here, Tyler?
I think you take the field goal. You still make it a one-possession game. And I think most importantly here, what you have to be telling your quarterback is do not turn it over. And under any circumstances, do not turn it over. You need points on this drive.
And do you like the play call there for the sweep to John Adams there?
I do, because he has the ability to take that upfield, and also it can set up a play for you later on.
Simon. John Adams once again on the near side. Man in motion. Simon looking. Going left. Going for the pylon, tries to make a man miss, and he gets tackled at the 2-yard line. Now here is a decision to make for head coach Stan Drayton. Does he send his kicker Trulio out there, who already has doinked one in from 54? This will be a much shorter look, but it doesn't look like any special teams guys are going to get out there, and the offense is going to stay on the field. 4th and goal from the 2-yard line.
I mean, look, if you make this as a hugely aggressive call by Stan here, you make this, talk about confidence for your team.
10:30 on the play clock, third quarter. 4th and goal. Simon going right, has a man. Dante Wright, touchdown! A huge play. The gamble is won. 21-16. Temple gets into the end zone once again.
Amazing job by Simon there. Great play call. You roll to your right. You get the ball to your best playmaker, and Dante Wright to the right side, who wins his route to the right. I mean,
how about Dante Wright right now, man?
Man, he is having a great game. I know the numbers looked good on the stat sheet last week against Navy, but this is his best game so far this season.
Am I getting ahead of myself? But this Temple team looks entirely different right now.
They look like they're finally playing with some confidence. They look like they're hitting their adjustments. They know where they need to be lined up. Everything Stan Drayton talked about that was going wrong for them last week is going right for them this week. And look, if you're going that and your coach says that and you start playing like this the next week, you can start to believe, you can start to make the plays, and you can tell this team on the sideline right now, they are happy, they are supporting each other, and they're making things happen on offense.
Evan Simon looking confident. Dante Wright, dynamic as ever. Trulio's extra point is up and good. It's 21-17 from Lincoln Financial Field. We'll be back on WHIP Radio. A beautiful drive for the Temple offense. A perfect passing drive once again. 3 for 3, 46 yards. Tyler, we can't speak enough about how comfortable Evan Simon looks right now.
I mean, talk about confidence, man. He's going out there and making the plays that are being just shown to him by the Coastal defense. He's not playing over-aggressive. He's not trying to make anything happen that isn't there. When the receiver is open, he is finding them. And more often than not, that receiver is Dante Wright, who is having an amazing game so far.
Trulio's kickoff. Once again, fair caught by Coastal. They're going to start their drive from the 25-yard line. It's 21-17. Temple down 4 with 10:26 to go in this third quarter. And Evan Simon, 2 passing touchdowns. The first one to John Adams, and now the last one to Dante Wright, who has looked phenomenal. Last drive, making those 2 guys miss with those jukes. 5 receptions, 66 yards, and a touchdown. The long play there on that last drive for 24 yards. This offense looks fresh, and now the defense, who just forced a 3 and out, is back onto the field. Vasco hands it off. And that guy does not have much. We'll see if that was Christian Washington there or Price. It was Christian Washington, number 20. They've been switching back between those two so far, especially in that first half.
Yeah, I know Coastal, probably after watching how the Navy game went for Temple, probably wants to run with their quarterback a lot, but I think they need to get the ball in their running back's hands more.
No gain on the first down carry from Washington. He gets it back there again up the middle. It's going to be a gain of 3 at most. Yep, gain of 3. Christian Washington. Great defense. This D-line for Temple right now is on top of things.
They are they are collapsing that pocket each time, whether it's pass or run. They are not leaving any holes open for the running lanes.
3rd and 7 from the 28-yard line. 9:25 to go in the third quarter. 2 receivers on each side. Vasco's going to throw it. Looking, has some pressure, dumps it down to Washington. Gets tackled right at the sticks, and it looks like it's going to be just enough for a first down. Vasco taking his time, methodical, and finds his running back, Christian Washington, there.
Yeah, good job by Vasco there, standing tall in the pocket. He was starting to collapse on it, but he's still able to find his receiver.
Going quickly. Vasco hands it off to Washington. And a gain of 4 yards on the first down carry. Going to go to right around the 40-yard, right at the 40-yard line. 4-yard carry, under 9 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, this is more of what we saw from Coastal in the first quarter when they were a little bit more methodical with everything they were doing. Getting the ball out quick when you are throwing it and having a run game that gets you at least 3 or 4 yards per carry.
And after the first drive, them running it seemed like it was going to be a rough day for Temple's defense. But they haven't broken any big plays so far, Coastal's offense.
Not yet, and that's a credit to these DBs and linebackers on the Temple defense. I mean, they are doing a great job of keeping everything in front of them.
Up the middle, another run for Coastal. The only pass play so far has been a dump down to the running back, Christian Washington, so far this drive. And that was just a pickup of 2 yards. So now another chance for this Temple defense to potentially get a stop. 3rd and 4. Out on the 42-yard line, 7:50 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, get a stop here. You're able to put your offense in a good position again for your Temple.
In motion, Trey Taylor. Vasco looking, has a man, caught. And it's going to be a first down. Moving the chains is Vasco to number 0. McKee, the wide receiver McKee on the reception. Excuse me, that was number 8.
Yeah.
Number 8, Jamison Tucker.
Coastal going quick here. Every time they use Trey Taylor in motion, he's getting these quick up and outs and just drawing another defender to him, leaving the other receivers open.
Ethan Vasco fleeing to the right side and finding his man. There's a ditch to Trey Taylor, who, like we mentioned, hasn't really been a part of this game very much, but the methodical offense of Coastal Carolina now seems like they've been on offense for forever, and they just passed midfield now.
Yeah, these methodical runs, man, they're working. They're mainly going up the middle, but they use a triple option on that one, pitch it out to your speedy receiver who's right now on the sideline. So,
been seeing a lot of pitch plays today from both teams.
Yeah, I mean, it's working. If you can get those blockers in front of you, you can gain a few extra yards. If you're seeing the backside of your teammates, just follow them, get those extra yards.
The shot to clears on their own 48. Handoff. It's going to be enough for a first down, and that was Simeon Price, the transfer from Mississippi State, who had a few looks in the first half, and he has enough to move the chains for a Coastal Carolina first down.
That play could have been a lot bigger if the Temple linebacker didn't stop them there. I mean, great job by, it looked like actually the corner, Jamel Johnson, stopping the play from breaking out to the right along the sideline.
1st and 10. Coastal Carolina moving into Temple territory. A late substitution. Looks like the running back Price stays in the game. Ethan Vasco. 2 receivers on each side. Ball on the right hash. 6 minutes to go in the third. A handoff to Price. Breaks a tackle. Tries to spin out of one. And that is number 0. DJ Woodbury, once again, who had pressure on the 3-and-out drive, makes a great tackle there.
Yeah, Temple's defense is not using a deep safety really much at all right now. So I got to expect Coastal at some point, even though the run game is working, that you're going to take a deep shot, see if you can get one of your guys going up the slot fade maybe, just get something to break for you because these safeties are going to have to keep up with whoever's running deep.
Price subbed out of the game. Christian Washington back in. 2nd and 9. 5:25 to play in the third. Man in motion. Vasco keeps it. And he gets broken out of a tackle. A missed tackle. Very rare so far in this game. Temple has usually made those plays, and Vasco breaks loose and has enough for a Chanticleer first down.
Yeah, and the corner who I was praising earlier for making a great tackle that could have broken deep, he misses the tackle here.
And that looked like an opportunity to where play should have been made.
Yeah, you would put him in a worse spot there on 3rd down, but now they're set up well, just right outside the red zone.
And we didn't think we would need to say this, but a drive where it seems like Coastal Carolina needs some points. They have a drive going right now. 4:45 in the third, a first down on the Temple 30. Vasco keeps it again, up the middle, gets tackled just past the 25-yard line on the 23. That's going to be a gain of 6 yards on first down.
Yeah, this offense is running through Vasco. He's got 11 completions, but only for 55 yards. Most of his work has been on the ground. 10 runs here, at least for now. Maybe 11 for 68.
Yeah, it might be 11 now.
11 runs now for 75 yards. Yeah.
Man in motion. Vasco is going to throw it. Runs it once again. A 12th carry for Vasco. Has some green grass, and he gets tackled inside the 10-yard line, tackled at the 5. Ethan Vasco going for a career-high rushing attempt here today at Lincoln Financial Field.
Yeah, and they go quick to the line here for
Going
5
quick.
yards out.
1st and goal. Hand off to Christian Washington, and he is in. A touchdown needed on this drive for Coastal Carolina, and they for sure got it.
A perfect drive there for Coastal Carolina. They run it 10 times. And most of that is from Vasco, your quarterback, who is just kind of dicing up. And not all those were drawn up runs either. There were a couple of times there where he was able to scramble out. So great job by Vasco there. The drive was 13 plays long for 75 yards. Touchdown for them now.
174 rushing yards for Coastal. Makes it a 10-point game, 11 pending this extra point. Hensley's PAT is up, and it is true. 28-17. A huge drive for Coastal Carolina, 11-point game here at Lincoln Financial Field. We'll be back on WHIP Radio. Back on WHIP on YouTube from Lincoln Financial Field. I'm James Urban with my partner, Tyler Blankenship, and a huge drive for Coastal Carolina that results in another rushing touchdown from Christian Washington.
Yeah, coming into this game, we knew Coastal had a lethal running game, and Ethan Vasco has been leading that today with 12 carries for 93 yards, but Christian Washington, their lead back, has also ran it for 12 times. 2 touchdowns this game. He had 2 touchdowns the previous game as well. So continuing to do what he's already been doing. A transfer from New Mexico who came over to them just this year has looked very impressive.
28-17, 3:48 to go in the third quarter. A line drive kickoff here. We'll see if it's fielded, and it is. Temple takes it, has some room, and Temple will start this drive at the 27-yard line. 3:42 in this third quarter. Temple down 11.
Let's see if Temple can capitalize on what they did last drive, get more of that quick passing game out there, maybe get the ball in Dante Wright's hands again, see what he can do in the open field, and maybe get some continued success on the run game from Littleton. But, I mean, I'd say keep going with what works for you, man. That quick passing game, and maybe you can set up something deep for yourself eventually as well.
Return there was number 25, Therese Worthy. And now Joquez Smith on the field for the first time today in at running back, giving Antoine Littleton a bit of a breather. Simon hands it off right to Joquez Smith. Has some room up the middle. Joquez Smith. And an 8-yard gain on the first run of the day for Joquez Smith.
Yeah, and that's what Joquez Smith can do for you. Once he gets into that, his feet are so quick. He'll make those quick little cuts and get upfield, and that's what they like about him. He can get that little bit of extra yardage.
Smaller guy, and he can get in between the tackles.
Definitely. Simon
keeps it. Looks like he's going to have enough for a Temple Owl first down.
Yeah, Simon maybe trying to tell Vasco, look what I can do too, but it's not as dynamic.
That was Evan Simon's, I think, 7th rush of the day so far, and he picks up a Temple Owls first down.
Yeah, good job by him. Get that first down, get this offense moving, get on schedule. And it looks like Littleton is back in the game for them.
Joquez Smith gets in the game for 2 plays and a solid first down carry for 8 yards, and then Evan Simon. It's actually going to be a 3rd and short. They marked him just short.
Wow.
Gave it to Littleton. Up the middle. Littleton breaks loose. Had a man one-on-one. Looked like he maybe could have gotten by him. But the tackle is made. But nonetheless, an Antoine Littleton first down. We'll see here. Littleton breaks loose. Sheds a tackle, and it was him and number 4 on the Coastal Carolina defense.
Tobias Fletcher,
the safety.
A big boy run there by Littleton. Broke a few tackles.
Usually you see sometimes those one-on-ones for the safety end poorly.
Great job by him sticking with it.
2:10 to play in the third. 1st and 10 on the 47-yard line. And somebody jumped. Free play maybe for Temple. Della Pesca with the catch over the middle. Got tackled at the knees. There's a flag on the field. Looked like somebody on the Coastal Carolina defensive line jumped. Not sure if it was Temple that went first, though. We'll see the call.
That's the first
catch.
Did
you see anything?
I didn't, but that's the first catch by a tight end this game if it stands. See what the rest are talking about here.
See what the call is. Offside on Coastal Carolina. So that's going to move it up and make it a 1st and 5 with 2:01 on the clock here in the third quarter. Ball just over midfield in Coastal Carolina territory. 48-yard line. Dante Wright, John Adams to the left. Antonio Jones to the right. Joquez in the backfield. Simon wants to throw. He has a man deep. Doesn't find him. Over the middle, through the window, and it's caught. John Adams in between 3 defenders. Evan Simon making a risky throw. I thought he had a man deep heading towards the pylon.
Wow. McDoom there almost gets those long arms and hands on the ball, but Simon able to fit it in there to John Adams. Great throw.
3 defenders over John Adams, and Simon was able to find the small space.
And that was after they crashed a safety down late on that play, too.
1st and 10 from the 33. Simon's going to throw again. Has Antonio Jones. Bouncing out to the right side, and that's going to be a Temple first down. This offense is a completely new look. You cannot stress it enough.
It looks totally different from what it did the first couple of weeks. And this quick passing game was working really well for Simon. And he's finding his guys in the short area of the field, and they're able to make plays afterwards. I mean, even right there, the receiver is able to cut in and then out and work his way to the sideline to get those extra yards.
I mean, we're mentioning John Adams, Dante Wright, of course, the touchdown scorers, but Antonio Jones also being a part of the mix today.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, you're missing Zay Baines today, so you know you needed another one to step up, and they have.
2 receivers on each side. Joquez Smith in. Hand off to Joquez. Tries to shed a tackle, and that run's going to lose maybe half a yard there, and it's going to be 2nd and 2 now from, third and about a yard and a half.
Yeah, D-line got through real quick right there. There wasn't really much anywhere for Joquez to go on that run.
And the time is going to trickle down in the third quarter, triple zeros, which brings us to the fourth. Temple still down 11, 28-17. It's going to be a 3rd and 1 on the 24-yard line in Coastal Territory. We'll be right back on WHIP Radio. Back at Lincoln Financial Field for the start of the fourth quarter, WHIP on YouTube. I'm James Urban with my partner Tyler Blankenship in a crucial 3rd and 1 here on the 24-yard line in Coastal Territory for Temple. Tyler, what are you looking for on this play?
I think you're in 4th down territory, like you said, and I think you run it here on 3rd and 1, knowing you're going to go for it on 4th. You have Antoine. I mean, look, they're clearly in a jumbo package here. Just try to run it up, and they use Evan Simon.
Evan Simon keeps it himself, and he actually gets a few more yards than expected. He just popped out of the pile, like out of nowhere. He was behind all of his offensive linemen and then jolted forward for an extra 2 or 3 yards there. And that's going to move the chains after the 3rd and 1 conversion. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line at the start of this fourth quarter. 14:30 to play.
And that's why you keep your feet moving right there. You get the extra few yards.
Joquez Smith in the game now. One receiver on the near side, 3 on the far side. A man in his face, and Simon will get sacked. That was number 55 on the Coastal defense, Trey Brown with the sack.
Yeah, defense really just was in his face immediately.
He didn't have a chance.
Yeah, he had no one to throw it to there.
A loss of 7 on the sack by the linebacker Trey Brown. That's going to make it a 2nd and 17 on the 26-yard line. 13:50 to play. Middle of the field. Joquez Smith stays in the game. Simon takes the snap. He hands it off to Joquez. Joquez up the middle and gains about 7 yards back and makes it a 3rd and 10.
No, that was a good run by Joquez. I mean, you can see how quick he is there, and he was really able to go under a couple defenders there. I mean, you know he's not the biggest guy, but with his quick feet, you can see here on the replay, look, he just kind of goes through.
Helps him.
Yeah, that's why you like these little guys sometimes. And that's what they talked about with him and Littleton going into it. Littleton himself said about Joquez Smith, he's the guy, when you get the ball in his hands, he can do stuff he's never seen before. He is a playmaker. He just hasn't gotten a lot of touches since he fumbled in Oklahoma.
A stack set on the near side. Now he's moving out. Antonio Jones. Simon leaking right. Doesn't have much. Going for the end zone. Joquez Smith trips over the pylon. And it is thrown out of bounds regardless. Evan Simon thought he had him for a moment there.
Yeah,
But it looks like that is going to be a stop for the Coastal defense.
that's going to be one they're going to talk about with him later on after the game, watching film. Right there, you had no reason to run out to your right. You could have stepped up into the pocket. You still had time. You ran to the right. You had a defender in your face, and you had to make a bad throw. You had an opportunity there to step up and make a different throw.
So a big stop for the Coastal defense, and here's Trulio from 35. For a chance to make it an 8-point game, Trulio's kick is up, and it is good. And it makes it 28-20 with 12:58 to go in this fourth quarter here at Lincoln Financial Field for the Temple home opener. We will be back when Coastal gets the ball on WHIP. The 37-yard field goal was up and good by Trulio, which makes it an 8-point game with 12:58 to go in this fourth quarter. What'd you see from that drive, Tyler?
Well, it was a decent drive for them that they had going. They were able to get some going in the running game with Joquez Smith. The passing game was still working on the quick, but Coastal defense gets their first sack of the game from their linebacker, which they're the only ones. That's mainly where they get their sacks from. Will Whitson, who we talked about at the beginning of the game, is the only D lineman on their team with a sack. So it was a timely sack for the Coastal defense, and it ends up holding them to a field goal.
Trulio, kickoff is up. And it will be fair caught. And Coastal Carolina will start at the 25 once again.
Yeah, crucial drive here for Coastal. If you can go down here and get even just a field goal, you'll feel a lot better sending your defense back out there on the field.
And the stat that I was waiting to drop, but this Temple defense still yet to force a turnover through 3 games so far this season. This would be an amazing opportunity to finally get that turnover and get the ball back.
Yeah, keep flying to the ball. You've done a good job of doing that. Your tackling, for the most part, has been done pretty well. You just need that second tackler to come in there and maybe get the ball out, but we'll see.
1st and 10 from the 25. Vasco keeps it out wide. Completes it to his receiver, number 8, Jamison Tucker, who had a huge first down on their last drive, which resulted in a touchdown. But Vasco with the completion for 3 yards.
Yeah, again, they're going quick here, and they're using purposeful motion to get their guys in better positions pre-snap.
2nd and 7. Quick line up here for Coastal. Now they look at their sideline, see what they want to run here. Simeon Price in the backfield.
Spreading things out a little bit more here.
2 receivers on each side. Simeon Price going out wide. Vasco keeps it. And he will get tackled for a gain of about 4 yards, making it a 2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line. 3rd and 3 on the 32-yard line. 12 minutes to play in this fourth quarter. And if you want to talk about a massive third down, this is it.
Certainly. I mean, if you can get a stop here, give yourself favorable field position for the Temple offense, that would be huge for them. But we'll see what they do here with Coastal Carolina. They've been running a lot with Vasco in these situations.
Vasco going out to the near side, looking for a man, and he will get sacked. A huge play. Number 0, DJ Woodbury. He's been all over the place in this first half, and a 3 and out that Temple needed. They got it.
Shot out of a cannon there. He goes right after Vasco, gets the timely sack as you mentioned, and now you set yourself up for a better position for your offense. Amazing play by one of your defensive leaders there and one of your tackling leaders as well for the team.
And who would have thought Temple getting the ball back with a chance to get a score and a 2-point conversion to tie this game with 11 minutes on the clock in this fourth quarter. A lot of time to operate. Punt is up. Dante Wright, the dynamic receiver, will fair catch it at the 42-yard line. Temple with the ball back. How about this, Tyler?
This is amazing. I've been praising the linebackers and the DBs all day for Temple's defense. They've been flying to the ball. Woodbury just exemplified all of that right there on that play. Great job by him. He had the blocker in front of him. He's able to shoot up to the rolling quarterback there in Vasco, make the play that Temple desperately needed.
A massive stop with 10:59 on the clock. Temple's going to get the ball back with a chance to tie this one up here at Lincoln Financial Field. We'll be back on WHIP Radio. WHIP on YouTube. James Urban here with Blankenship and Tyler. Who would have thought? A chance for this Temple offense, who has looked great so far today with the new starting quarterback, Evan Simon, with the chance